What is the concern about gentrification?
Well, every neighborhood in the city, whether it be Wicker Park, Bucktown, Pilsen, they had a different character as recently as 10 to 15, 20 years ago. And I think there's concern that when you have investment that's usually involves a plan that follows, that doesn't necessarily include the community that originates. I think the notion that wealth should not determine whether you're incarcerated or not is a big issue. But I think beyond that, is to your point, does this make public safety an issue? And it doesn't. What the data shows pretty clearly is that the people who spend more time in jail are actually more likely to engage in criminal activity, regardless if they were guilty or not when they're initially arrested. And that's a consideration that's often overlooked. The other consideration is the actual human cost, the cost to the family, the person who's being actually detained.
Our final speaker tonight is going to be Todd Belcore, who is the Community Justice Lead Attorney at the Shriver Center. Belcore is a staff attorney focusing on litigating, organizing, and educating and crafting legislation. I'm stumbling over my words, Todd.
It's not your fault.
No. To help ensure that former offenders are not unjustly denied employment or occupational licenses. Todd's also a graduate of Northwestern University School of Law, where he served as president of a student public service organization and later as president of Northwestern University's Student Bar Association. In recognition of Todd's commitment to public interest issues, Todd received the 2009 PS LawNet Pro Bono Publico Award. Belcore also received the Northwestern University School of Law's Wigmore Key Award. Todd Belcore.
It's really redefining and reframing how we discuss it. Soft on crime is not having a nuanced discussion about making sure people with drug addictions go to drug courts. Soft on crime is making the easy decisions that do nothing to improve and reduce crime. Soft on crime means making more mandatory minimums. Soft on crime means making the easy decisions, making sure families are ripped apart and people never have an opportunity to be reintegrated. That is soft on crime. What's tough on crime is the tough decisions it takes to actually reduce crime. Things like removing mandatory minimums, things like making sure people have access to the resources they need to overcome these barriers to employment, and more importantly, providing the level of opportunity needed, saturate opportunity in these opportunity desert neighborhoods that are devoid of such opportunity that leads to such a high crime rate, that leads to poverty, so we can stop crime before it even happens. Certainly we can keep people from going to prison if we worry about the sentencing. Certainly we can make sure we help people from returning by providing them access to opportunity. But the best way is to make sure that everyone truly has access to the American dream. That means people have the tools to succeed before they even get exposed to the criminal justice system.
And now joining us are Todd Belcore, Executive Director of Social Change. So, Todd, let me begin with you. Is reforming this system, perhaps eliminating it, is this an idea whose time has come?
I think so. I think it's properly labeled as a bail trap. I mean, anytime you have a system that's that ineffective, where we spend nearly $750 million by the county to house people for no other reason possibly besides they're being poor, that's an issue. I think that's part of the reason why there's already a lawsuit being framed, but it's also a reason why we're all discussing it today. No better way to get perspective on that stress. I mean, certainly your resume is far more thorough when you spent time at the Mississippi Center for Justice. You've organized students to go to Indiana and Wisconsin, to register voters, go door to door. You've had the opportunity to stand at the polls at 5 o'clock in the morning, to use your legal skills and voter protection skills and make sure you're protecting your democracy. Those are different aspects that you can add uniquely to your resume that you can't get by just getting the B+ or A- in torts that you spent from the extra 10 hours you dedicated to studying. Truly. So, I mean, that's... So that's what I implore all law students to consider very seriously, not just for the aspect of providing perspective on all the academic rigor, but to be more of a service to your community and compel others to be servants as well.
We also have champions such as Todd Belcore, who in 2011 was honored as a champion for change for closing the justice gap. Todd is a champion. He served over 1,000 men and women with criminal records, trained people across the country to be advocates for folks with records, and pushed for systemic change, and helped pass 11 pieces of justice reform legislation. In law school, Todd was a strong voice for public interest in law, and he helped show other students the opportunities in law to make our country more just. I wish I had known Todd when I was in law school. Congratulations to Todd.